Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Maryam. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to braid your own hair in this 2 Dutch braid hairstyle, which is so trendy and so popular right now. It's been worn by everyone from Kim Kardashian to her sisters, to J-Lo back in the day, to myself when I was in high school, and today as well, because it's just such a great hairstyle, especially for dirty hair, especially for hair that needs a haircut, especially if you want to look nice and cute and snatched, honey. Remember to subscribe, comment down below, hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of my next video. Let's get to this tutorial. Let's do this. My hair is already brushed out, but I'm gonna brush it out one more time for good measure, just to make sure there are no kinks. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this oil just on the very ends of my hair. I'm using the L'Oreal Extraordinary Oil Lustrous Oil Serum. And I'm going to list and link all the products down below for your convenience. You absolutely don't need to use the oil. For me, it kind of just helps with separating the hair and it helps with the braiding. Next, I'm going to create a very straight part, or as straight as I can. I'm going to smooth the hair to the side, and then I'm just going to turn over with my mirror. And I'm going to check whether that part is crisp and straight. One of the things that I find super important when doing the 2 braids on yourself is to make sure that when you're working on one side, you clip away the second side as tightly as possible so that no hair from this side can interfere with the one that you're working on. So I'm going to use an elastic. I'm going to tie it in a little bun here, and I may even clip it just to make sure that it's nice and tight and clean. The next thing that I like to do is spray some type of spray, some type of gel, or like rub a pomade or something that will give me just a little bit of grip. Today I'm using the Kerastase Spray Apporté Flexible Hold Hairspray. So I'm just gonna rub it through my hair strands just to make sure that this top part is evenly coated. And at this point, I'm ready to start the braiding process. Now, before I even go on any further, let me just point out, if you know how to braid, a regular braid, a 3-strand braid, then you for certain know how to Dutch braid and how to French braid. A Dutch braid or a French braid is basically the same thing. You start with 3 sections. For the Dutch braid, you start with the center section first, you flip it over the side, you braid it as you normally would, and then once you get to flipping it a second time, you add a strand of hair to the section. It's actually going to be much easier for me to show you than tell you. I'm going to take this really small section of hair right here. I'm going to separate it into 3 strands. So you take the center section, you flip it over one of the sides, and then you take the new center section and you flip it over the other side. The smaller the section, the closer your braid will start. And as you continue to braid your hair, you'll be adding new sections of hair into the 3 strands. I usually like to look at myself in the mirror for this front part. And then once I get past my view, I just do it by feel. So for now, I'm still looking into the mirror, still adding these sections in, and I'm just trying to concentrate on keeping this braid as straight as possible. You don't have to keep this braid close to your part like I am. If you notice, Kim K's braids go a little bit more on the side of her head, but I think that's more flattering to her head and face shape. She's got a longer face shape than I do, but because I'm a little bit more round or square, I like to keep my braids at the top of my head as opposed to on the side. I just find it a little bit more flattering for me personally. Also, whenever I'm doing my hair, whenever I'm concentrating on braiding, I tend to do the funniest face in the mirror. I always do this weird like kissy ducklet face, and if I could try to do it right now, I couldn't possibly imitate it. It's just my concentration face. I don't know why I do it. Everybody always comments on it in all of my hair tutorials, but it's not something that I can control. And moreover, it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a bitch. It doesn't make me dumb. It's just a habit that I have, and I'm not sorry. It is what it is. You gotta love me either way. I've come to the point of the braid where I can no longer see it in the mirror, so I am going to turn around and I'm gonna finish up my braid with the back of my head facing you. So here I'm just continuing the braid, and I'm doing this by feel. Separating these sections of hair with my fingernail, adding them to the 3 hair strands as I'm braiding along, And I'm trying to stay close to my part without pulling the braid too much towards my ears. Here's where it's really helpful to have the other part of your hair away in a bun so that you're not grabbing the sections of hair that belong to the other side. Don't worry if it looks a little bit imperfect at this point. You can always fix that later. And the more imperfect it is, the more grungy and the more cool it looks. That's kind of my belief. Once you get to this part, it's sometimes helpful to just bend forward a little bit. All right, so now that we're down to the actual braid that's not connected to your head, I am gonna flip back around. And now I'm just gonna finish up this braid here. I'm gonna use these little clear elastics from GOODY, smallest size possible, just to secure this braid in place. Once this braid is done, the second one is for some reason much easier. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna brush out this hair. I'm gonna spray a little bit of this gel. I'm gonna separate the 3 sections, starting with the center one first, flipping it over one side, flipping it back under. Who's that? And then adding just a little bit of hair to the sections. Now I'm gonna flip my braid to the other side and I'm just gonna finish the process. Finally, because keeping your hands and your arms above your head is so painful. And I don't have like the most upper body strength, so for me, it's just a bit strenuous, I'm not gonna lie. If you don't work out on the regular, then you might be a little tired after this, but it's really not that bad. Because if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Once I'm done with my 2 braids, I like to just pull on the braid a little bit to make it a little bit more fat and even. You could do this throughout the Dutch part of the braid, and you could also do it throughout the actual loose part of the braid. And this will just give you a much more current, trendy look to your braid. Some people like seeing the parts of the separated sections of the braid. I personally don't, so I just kind of brush it back with a comb, and I like to just blend them a little bit. I like to fill in my hairline with a little bit of brown shadow. This one here is from the Tartellete Palette. So whenever you pull your hair into a braid, it always exposes this very bald looking section. There's actually a product for this that I don't have handy right now, but I'll link it down below for you guys. And it works even better than eyeshadow, but don't feel like you have to get it. I think eyeshadow is a really great trick. So I pinned that little guy back, and I also rebraided this braid a little bit. It was just a little too loose for my liking. I am gonna do one final thing, and that is brush out my baby hairs / edges and sleek them in place. I'm gonna use this Hourglass mascara for the brows. You absolutely don't need to use this one. You could use any brow gel or any gel, but I think brow gel is a little bit better because it's meant for thicker brow hairs. So I quite prefer a brow gel over a regular gel. Basically, I'm just brushing them down and sweeping them over to create this kind of style. One final touch, I'm gonna use this L'Oreal Elnett Hairspray. Oh, it's got my name on it. And I'm just gonna add a couple of spritzes to the top. All right, maybe to the braid as well. So that's it for the tutorial. I know it doesn't look super duper easy, but I promise you that with a couple of tries, if I can do it, then you can do it and you can become an expert. And then you can wear this hairstyle whenever your hair is dirty, whenever you want to look just a little bit more funky, just a little bit more New York with an attitude. To me, it's the perfect hair for any occasion. Plus, it's very current and it's very trendy as per the Kardashians. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos right here. I have more hair tutorials, I have more makeup tutorials, I have vlogs, I have get to know me's. So check them all out and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Love you.